Greetings from Chandrasekhar Nene. I study international affairs and along with me is Mr. Harshat, who is the videographer. We are bringing to you from Maha MTB. Welcome to Maha MTB. We are bringing to you an important subject. The subject is China. You might recall that a few days ago, our Chief of Staff, General Bipin Rawat, had given a statement in which he has said, for India, Pakistan is not the main enemy, our number one enemy is China. A very blatant statement, not so diplomatic in nature, but what he said is the real truth. In earlier times, George Fernandez, when he was the Defence Minister of India, he had also uttered the same statement under Atal Bihari Vajpayee's ministry that our real enemy is China. Pakistan is nothing but a proxy of China, so whatever Pakistan does is by instigation and by active support from China. But what we have to really concentrate on is China. It's very easy to say concentrate on China, but it's very difficult to know what really is happening in China. The reason is because Chinese language is a very obtuse language for Indian people. Not many Indian people have learned that language, and that language has so many meanings and so many possibilities that it's very difficult to find out what exactly this language means. And the current president of China, Xi Jinping, is also a very enigmatic personality. Let us delve a little bit into this personality and this complete code of conduct of the Chinese Communist Party, which was formed 100 years ago on the 1st July 1921. The Chinese Communist Party, it was formed, it fought its own Chinese leader, General Chiang Kai-shek, and after the Civil War, Mao Zedong, in his leadership, Chinese Communist Party won the war. They threw away General Chiang Kai-shek, who had run away to Taiwan, which is that small island on the east of China. Now, after this, Mao Zedong became overall powerful person. He had a very able deputy. His name was Shi Zhongxun. Shi is a surname of that person. Shi means actually hope or admiration, the meaning of Shi. So, Shi Zhongxun was a very able deputy of Mao Zedong, and he rose very high in the party hierarchy, and things were going on very smooth. He had married once, he had 2 daughters, then he divorced, he married again. From the second wife, this person has got 3 more children. One of the children, the middle of the children is Xi Jinping, our current president of China. Xi Jinping's father was Xi, because the surname is same, so Xi Zhongxun. Incidentally, Jinping means gold in Chinese, so that was the name. He was a Goldie Xi, if you want to decode it in the Indian way. So, Xi Jinping had a very good childhood because his father was a big party functionary. He was a minister, he was in charge of cultural matters and all these things. So, he was going to good schools, he was living in a very posh home, and everything was going on well. And suddenly, as it happens in many dictatorships, if a deputy of the leader is becoming too good, too powerful, too better, then the leader thinks he may be posing a challenge to myself. So, this happened, and suddenly his father, Xi Jinping's father, Xi Zhongxun, was thrown into jail, straight away jail, and then put into hard labor, put into all kind of troubles, and he was branded as a traitor, he was branded, he was against China, blah blah blah. He again admitted to all his crimes. All this standard charade of trials in Communist Party states took place. And this happened because of this. Xi Jinping was also pulled out from the prestigious school he was in. He was also thrown in a very small village in Shanxi province, and they told him that you have to work in this village and keep helping the villagers. There was nothing in that village at that time, absolutely nothing. And Xi Jinping had to undergo a lot of hardships during that time. Because of these hardships, his elder sister, his stepsister, she committed suicide. Shi Fuming was the name of the sister. She committed suicide. So, I am sure this had a very harsh and very permanent impact on the mind of young Xi Jinping. Now, he could have gone the way that I will take revenge over the Chinese Communist Party, blah blah blah, but he realized that if I want to succeed in this country, in this dictatorial country, I have to join. If you can't succeed them, join them. So, he actually joined the Chinese Communist Party. He was very diligent, so diligent that soon he was made mayor of Shanghai for some time and all, and he rose quickly through the party ranks. and he became almost number 2 to the president then Hu Jintao, and after Hu Jintao his name was proposed as the leader and he became the general secretary of the party, which is the topmost position in a communist party hierarchy. So this is the progress of Xi Jinping. A small interesting thing about his father Xi Zhongxun. Xi Zhongxun actually went and met Dalai Lama during the difficult years when China was trying to take over Tibet. And Dalai Lama has written about this person. He was a very nice person, very balanced person. I was very happy to have met him. Dalai Lama had presented him with a Omega watch, which he wore for some years. Maybe that Omega watch came under the eyes of Mao Zedong and he decided this person is a traitor. God knows what happened. Later in the years, after he did his, Xi Zhongxun, after he did his prison term, his concentration camp, his torture and everything, he actually agreed to all the crimes which were put on him, and later on he was released and reinstated in the party. In 1988, he retired from the party, from the active position, and was peaceful in Shenzhen where he spent his last years. 2005, I think he expired. But Xi Jinping in the meantime was going from strength to strength. He became General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, which is the topmost position, and then he started consolidating his power. Power rests on 3 pillars in China. Media is not a pillar in China. We keep talking of the 4th estate. There is no 4th estate in China. The pillars are the party first, the legislature second, and the army, or rather party, army and legislature. And Xi Jinping has very wisely consolidated his hold on all the 3. He is the chief of the army, he is the chief of the Communist Party, and he is also chief of the legislation. When he was elected by more than 2,500 votes against 1 vote. It is rumored that against vote was his own vote. It was a token to show that this election was free and fair. We all know what free and fair elections in China are. Anyway, after coming to power, he declared the position of the, there was a limit on the number of times you can stand for election for the chief of the country, for the presidency election. He removed that limit. He said you can stand as many times as you want. You means he himself. He was elected the 2nd time. Now comes the 3rd time, which will be next year. Chinese Party Congress will elect a new leader next year. As a precursor to that, the Communist Party of China, there is a central committee of the party, and they hold what is called a plenary session. That 19th plenary session Congress was held on 18th October, in which they published a 200-page document. The document is titled Achievements of the Chinese Communist Party over the last 100 years. Something to that effect, because Chinese language is very obtuse. And that document is nothing but a praising of nobody but Xi Jinping. But there is nothing surprising. There are 2 earlier documents were created like this. In 1945, this plenum, Central Committee of Chinese Communist Party had published a document which mentioned nothing but Mao Zedong. It's all because of Mao Zedong that China is reaching this place. Then again in 1981, another document was published, because 1978 Deng Xiaoping went against Mao's principles and recreated China into a communist, from the communist to capitalist mold. There is a very famous saying of Deng Xiaoping. He says, it is not important what color the cat is. When he was asked that communists are different, capitalists are different, he said those are just colors. The important thing is the cat should be able to catch the mice. This color is completely irrelevant. And rightly so, he completely changed Deng Xiaoping, he completely changed the course of Chinese history by moving away from state control, communism, blah, blah, blah. As far as economics is concerned, he opened up industry, and the China you see is because of the efforts of likes of Deng Xiaoping. So 1981 document mentioned that Deng Xiaoping was the great man, he did all these things, and Mao Zedong was wrong. So that was that document. And now there is a 3rd document which is happening this year, 21. And you can even guess what this document will say. This document actually says it, that every progress that China has achieved, they have forgotten Mao, they have forgotten Deng, every progress that China has achieved is thanks to one person and one person only, Xi Jinping. This document is the precursor of the election of Xi Jinping as the president for the 3rd time of China in next year in the Chinese Party Communist Congress, and this is they are paving the way now. First they will create a document, there will be a lot of people who will declare support to the document. The media will be flooded with praises. They will say that this is nothing, Xi Jinping has done many more things, and this is how the image of Xi Jinping is being established. Now a leader who wants to establish also has to create something spectacular. What Xi Jinping wants to do is to get hold of Taiwan. But it's not very easy. Only yesterday, Xi Jinping and Joe Biden, President of America, had a virtual conference in which both parties said, Xi Jinping said, don't interfere in our internal affairs, and Joe Biden said, we are very serious, don't make any adventures on Taiwan. So that fact is lying in the fire at the moment. At such a moment, such a leader might want to play a mischief in Ladakh. That's why I want to make this video. We have to be on our guard. That's why our government is putting more and more forces in Ladakh. If China has some designs, they want to create some diversion in Ladakh, we are more than equal to them. They have seen it with us, Doklam they have seen, Galwan they have seen. But if they do some more kind of adventures, then we must give them a bloody nose in Ladakh as well. We will be watching this. I will be making more videos on the progress of Xi Jinping and future predictions on what is happening. If you like this video, please share this with your friends and relatives. Please also subscribe to our channel and please press the bell icon so that our new videos will be intimated to you right after they are put online. Thank you very much for watching.